Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. This is our Path of the Damned Herald run, episode 93 or 94? 94. And this should be the first, I hope, first episode that we actually get into the DLC. So, Beast of Winter. And I did some, a little bit of preparatory work in between the last stream session and this session. Not as much as I was wanting to put in, unfortunately, but I did do some planning, and basically I boiled down to the concept of I don't want to sit here and go through leveling every single one of these characters before we actually can play. So if we take a look real quick, again, just to kind of like go through what the plan is. We have 5, I think. Yeah, so we've got Konstantin, Reki, Yidwin, Merki, and then we have Fasina, and then there is a 6th individual. Where's my hand? 6th individual over here that we get as a part of the Beast of Winter. I think it will be cool to use all of these characters, at least somewhat. So the plan is going to be some of them, Yidwin, Konstantin, and Fasina, are tied to the 3 different DLCs. So obviously it makes sense to them, but to use them. But we're also going to use one of each of the rest. So probably what we're going to do, Yidwin is tied to the Beast of Winter. We're going to use Yidwin, and we're going to use the other guy that comes with the Beast of Winter. We will find him there. And then for the... shit. What's the other frickin'... Can't remember the name of the damn thing. Beast of Winter... What's the name of the thing? Seeker, Slayer, Survivor. So, Beast of Winter is Yidwin and the other cleric guy. Seeker, Slayer, Survivor is Konstantin. And probably... Reke. Maybe. And then Lost Sanctum is probably going to be Fasina and Merki. We might swap Merki and Reki depending on what we need to do, basically. Hey, how's it going? So what I'm trying to say is the ultimate plan is to have 2 of the NPCs in at each time, so that we can just have a little bit of fun, right? Okay, so she's Chanter, Wizard, Monk, Rogue. Okay, so that being said, that means... rather than sit here and level up all of these characters, all I'm going to do right now is I'm going to level up, I'm going to snag Yidwin, I'm going to level up Yidwin, outfit Yidwin, we're going to go to the Deck of Many Things, right, to see what they have, and then we are going to progress onwards with the Beast of Winter. And the question is going to be, who do I bring with this team? And I'm not honestly sure. We've been playing with a lot of Seraphim, Palagina, Takehu here lately. So we're probably going to bring in Adair, Shodi, or Aloth. I'm assuming we're probably going to bring in Aloth. Ooh, I say that. So there is a cleric. I don't know if that means we're going to use that cleric as a healer, or if that cleric's more geared for damage. I'm unsure. Right? But I know Yidwin is a rogue, a Cypher rogue, so I don't want to like have multiple Cypher rogues. So maybe do like Aloth, Shodi. We shall see. So first up, we're just going to level Yidwin, and we're not gonna go crazy about this. I'm going to try to identify some of the things that I think I want Yidwin to primary. and then we're just going to go from there. I am going to... Shit. I am going to...
I don't believe it.
Reset.
A copper pan from 400 yards? You're pulling my leg.
That's easy. I'll show you. Hold this up in the air and stand very still.
Oh, this ought to be good. How's this?
On second thought, let's practice later. I don't like this breeze.
Alright, supply, come over here. Retrain, yes, boom. Start from scratch. I don't want to take metaphysics or religion. We can bring, if we bring Shodi, we don't really need religion. I kind of want to bring metaphysics. I think survival might be good too, though, but we can always bring Adair for that. We could split. We could do half religion, half survival. I don't know. No. Metaphysics. And we have stealth covered. We have mechanics covered. Let's go explosive. Alright, what are we doing? I do not really want to continuously utilize the same things across our characters. So I'm thinking for Yidwin, we do more of a attack-oriented option, right? Which means that... probably penetration is going to be the best bet to go with for starting. New ability for Cypher or Rogue. Backstab is going to be good. No, actually Backstab's not going to be good because we're not going to go... Again, try not to repeat the same stuff, so Backstab's is probably not going to be great. Or it would be great, but you get what I'm saying. Cypher or Rogue. So what do we have? We have Mind Wave currently. What do we want? We're going to end up with not Screaming Souls because I don't like Screaming Souls. Probably not Ancestor's Memory. Probably Disintegration, right? Like, so Disintegration's probably going to be our go-to scenario. And then what's the other one? They're really good. Amplified Thrust. Amplified Thrust is awesome. It bounces. It's really good. I think there's another one that actually does that. There. May not. I could have sworn that there was, but it looks like that is a negative. Oh no, it's not. It's not fucking amplified thrust. It's Mind Blades, right? Mind Blades is the jumpy. It's significantly less damage, but it hits a whole bunch. So, if that's the case, I don't really think I want any of these. I think we're just gonna take Iron Will. Easy, good buff. Explosives, metaphysics, done. Okay, so Biting Whip, or we go for Draining Whip. If we want to spam, Draining Whip is better, and I think in this particular scenario, we want to spam. I think we're going for the concept of repeatedly utilizing our evocation-style Cypher abilities. So we want to go for Draining Whip, and I think we go for Confounding. We haven't been doing this in the past. AoE on this? I don't know. That seems like a negative kind of plan for me. We go. I want to get gouging strike because I want to put blinds on people, and then I think other than that, I think we go super heavy into passives on the rogue side of things. Maybe take coordinated position. Maybe take shadow step. Shadow step could be because we're forced into escape, so shadow step could be. All right, so I want to take blinding strike. And I think it's just going to be all blades or pokey pokies. Let's take small shield. Seems like a fun option. Oh, I say that, but actually, I was intrigued by the idea of just going one-handed style. No shield. Just one-handed. So very like duelist. That could be cool. I actually like that idea. Let's take Mind Blades. I think we want Mind Blades as a low-level spammable thing for AoE. And then we basically just take Disintegrate as a high-level thing. Maybe take Mind Lance for in between. No, because that hits us as well. I kind of feel like we might just skip everything else. Basically, it's if we have a single target, we disintegrate them. If we have multiple targets, we mind blades them. Okay, so we can also do a bunch of other stuff. 2-weapon, no. Weapon and shield is that that's a good opportunity if we want to take that. Dirty fighting is absolutely something that we want to take. I think I'm really interested in the one-handed style because that's not something I've done. So we're gonna take dirty fighting, and then we're gonna take one-handed style. Seems really cool. Oh, I haven't taken Mind Blades yet. It doesn't matter. Like, we're gonna have plenty of points to spend for extra stuff. Okay, so here, for example, we can either take bonuses, we can take Psychic Backlash, we haven't taken that, we can take Combat Focus, that's pretty good. We'll go ahead and just take Mind Blades, because we know we want Mind Blades. I mean, it's very easy for us to just go ahead and take a Gouging Strike. We know we want Gouging Strike. We can do one-handed. Raw damage. What happens if we go... Oh, that's stagger. So this lasts for 18 seconds. Oh. It's not bad. That's 6 ticks of 9 raw damage. 6 ticks of 9 raw damage is 50. Math is hard. 51. Did I go crazy there? I might have gone crazy. I don't know. I think we just stick with the blind, honestly. We've got Strike the Bell on almost everyone else, almost every other rogue that we have. So I'm not super intrigued about it. Mind Blades, Gouging Strike, pretty good. Metaphysics. Okay, so here we want to take probably Hammering Thoughts. Is going to be the single best thing. We'll take Stilettos, I suppose. You know that I have a secondary setup for her that I care about. We want Riposte. Yes. Because Riposte allows you to make additional attacks if you get missed. Okay, greater focus is very strong. Definitely want to start out with that. We talked about the concept of taking shadow steps, so probably a good idea, but we will take persistent distraction first, every time. First time, every time. Okay, so pop over here, we will take shadow step. Easy. Back here again. Secondary, little harder. Probably just combat focus, I would assume. We have greater focus already. Combat focus is probably going to be the best go-to option. Okay, combat focus. I do think I want a... probably like a pistol or something. Ranged opportunity. Because we can just give her a single pistol. And I think Yidwin is a she, I'm not sure. A single pistol and still benefit from most of the buffs that we're taking. Okay, we're not taking any of these, I don't think. Keen Mind is probably going to be one of the better options. Uncanny Luck is probably going to be one of the better options. I'm not sure how tough Yidwin is, so tough might actually be one of the better options. We'll take Keen Mind to start with. And then I think we'll probably take... pull up. Previous. Disintegration is raw damage. Mind Blades is slashing damage. So this is actually something important to keep in mind, right? Deep Wounds... caused by the rogue's weapons. Okay, so no, that's not going to work. I was looking for opportunities to stack Deep Wounds on multiple people. I think Deep Wounds probably isn't going to be that useful for us then. If the goal is to... well, it still might be good. I think Uncanny Luck, though, first. First and foremost. That's going to give us 35% of our hits converted to crits. So that's pretty strong. Pretty strong. Tough. Forecasting. Disintegrate has a range of 10. Which isn't the greatest range ever, but it's not the worst range ever. I think it's fine. I'm somewhat more concerned with the idea of Yidwin not having very much defenses, so I think we go tough. I think that's going to be pretty important, truth be told. Okay, so now we're into like the nitty-gritty of passives. Do we take something like Deep Wounds, or do we take something like Bull's Will? We already took Iron Will, so we're already good there. I think probably, honestly, we just take Deep Wounds. Sure. Okay. Disintegrate. Easy choice. And probably just improved critical. Blah, 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 blah. Clubs? The fuck we honestly have? Do we have any Warhammers? Got a billion sabers, just take that. Base. I think I already know what we're going to use. I think we're already using what I plan to use, is the rapier that she's using and one of the pistols that we've been sitting on. But, you know, who knows? Spells versus will. So, that's versus fortitude, and this is versus deflection. So, Empty Soul does nothing for us. Spell resistance is probably going to be a good one. Slippery Mind could be good. Or spell resistance. I think we take spell resistance first. Oh, wow.
Yes?
Interesting. Very interesting. The NPCs are significantly lower level than the rest of the party is. That's oof. That's rough. I thought they were going to be like 19 at the lowest, but you know, you get less experience not being in the party, and they've never been in the party, so I guess that's fair. That's a thing. Okay, so we're gonna drop this, and I think we're basically just gonna steal one of the guns. Probably Scoradios? Maybe? His Arcane Blaster is... Oh, right. Yeah, bullet time? Deals raw damage, but, about that. That's interesting. Still crit with raw damage. Snag Scoradios just to look at it. Snag that. Somewhat interested in the Animancer's Energy Blade. Maybe we make Yidwin the that could be really interesting. We make Yidwin the raw damage person. Oh, that'd be funny. That could be interesting, actually. I want to take basically everyone's stuff and toss it in. So no one needs to be holding on to... I guess Shodi can hold on to her shit. Okay, we are going to head to the Deck of Many Things. That's the plan now. We're gonna go visit the deck and... I don't know. Just see what they have to offer. There's some... I mean, you can attack the deck, but I don't think that's my plan. Uh-oh.
You find yourself in cold, suffocating darkness.
The gods.
There is a familiar
Forgot
weight
about them.
in your hand. A lantern. It sputters to life, and the world shifts into focus. A staircase spirals endlessly below you. With nowhere else to go, you start down. A wave of blistering heat hits you. Then a sea salt wind. Divine voices boom and screech. Their words shake the platform beneath you, shake the very air around you. The gods are fighting.
Lay your blame elsewhere, Wodika. I won't suffer your arguments any longer.
Magrin looms large before you, an accusing finger leveled at the melted visage of Wodika. Wodika screws her mouth into a sneer.
You fool! If only we had attacked him when I first proposed it.
Accusations drip bitter as bile from her tongue.
Just gonna say nothing.
Wal smiles.
Enmity and animus, Watcher. Two old songs we sing in well-practiced harmony.
Yeah.
Unable to reach accords, we compete to see who shouts best shaky aura.
The pallid knight
I like
looks
Whale
down at you.
sometimes.
A frown etched deep in her otherwise statue-still features.
I am afraid we are not at our best.
The Watchers returned. Perhaps we should hear what he has to say.
Helia's
got anything to
birds
say?
chatter anxiously among themselves.
What you want me to say?
Wal's many eyes alight on each god in turn.
We make little enough progress on our own.
Progress? Are you planning something new?
We try, but agreement eludes us.
Andra's storm-dark eyes swivel to meet yours.
Is there nothing we can do?
Magrin glances at the pallid knight from the corner of her eye. After a thoughtful pause, she speaks.
The time has come for us to seize the power we have long left untouched and absorb our scattered children.
That's fucked up.
Andra nods, her lure bobbing bright.
Terrible though it would be, perhaps you are right.
That's fucked up. Basically, they're gonna... all the godlike. Didn't Magrin mention this once before?
I did, and I was scolded like a child for my terrible audacity.
Because
A
gods
curl of
suck.
steam
That's
rises from her
generally why.
nose. The pallid knight looks on, impassive.
Like, the concept, just the... In reality, right? If you just think about it from a philosophical standpoint, if you are a god, but you're not an omnipotent god, right? That just means that you are a person, a being, of more extreme power than most of the rest of us. But again, if you're not omnipotent, you still suffer all of the other shit. You might not suffer from mortality, you might not suffer from pain, you might not suffer from what have you, right? But you're still powerless to make the world work in the way that you believe that it should. Maybe not powerless, but you know, not all powerful. And then you get a whole bunch of those fuckers all together. Of course, I mean, you get enough of us together, we're just gonna fight each other tooth and nail. You get a bunch of assholes that have power but not unlimited power together. Yeah, they're just gonna suck.
Should we be killed in our god forms, we can possess you, our godlike children. Or should we face a force too powerful to stand against, we can absorb your souls, granting us additional strength.
Y'all are trash. You mean Palagina, Takehu, and me?
You, Helia's wayward daughter, Andra's precious son, and thousands of others. Yes, you would all die.
The pallid knight speaks with the chilly temperance possessed only by the god of death.
It's fucked up.
But the time for that plan has long passed us by.
Are we to keep nothing for ourselves? Not a single secret retained? Not a solitary mystery?
Okay, piss off, whale.
Magrin elbows one of Wal's floating eyes away.
Aethys will lay bare our every secret soon enough. What is one or two revealed now? But we get ahead of ourselves. First, the Watcher must get to Ukaizo, and that will be a trial all its own.
You mean?
The Guardian of Ukaizo has stood watch over that place for millennia. It will not stand aside, not even for Berath's Herald.
Hands aside for fucking Aethys.
Helia, who had been lost in quiet, anxious conversation with her birds, breaks in.
It yet lives.
Of course. Our progenitors crafted it.
A pair of Helia's finches come to join Wal's floating eye. They hover just out of Magrin's reach and swoop in to poke her when she's not looking.
And the
birds.
Watcher will be forced to reckon with it if he wishes to confront Aethys.
The birds at last linger too long, and Magrin slaps them away. They burst into a cloud of essence, then reform, and fly in a screeching chorus back to Helia.
A creature crafted by the Ingwithans to protect the machinery of reincarnation. It doesn't care much for visitors.
Will you divulge our every secret to the Kith, Mogren?
Wow. Either shut up or put up.
Mogren shrugs.
If it suits me.
I'm the one doing all your dirty work. Stop holding out.
Prepared, Watcher. The Guardian will not stand aside, not even for the Herald of Berath.
Any suggestions?
Where's the challenge in that?
Mogren's black teeth shine.
Oh, fuck you.
You met my challenge at the Searing Falls without hesitation, after all. And when Firga faltered, you restored her faith in me.
I did.
There is another topic we have yet to address.
The Pallid Knight holds up one gauntleted hand, and the other gods fall silent.
Tell me, Watcher, where do you stand? What do you think of Aothis' scheme to destroy the wheel?
I don't understand what it all means. What will happen when Aothis destroys the wheel?
The Pallid Knight spreads wide her hands.
Think of the beyond as a reservoir, the in-between as storm clouds, and souls as rain. When a living thing dies, its soul enters the in-between. And when the in-between grows full, it releases souls into the beyond, where they wait to be redistributed to new bodies, new lives. The wheel is the process by which souls are moved from the in-between to the beyond, from the rain cloud to the reservoir, and from the reservoir into the living world. Without the wheel to mediate the transfer and redistribution of souls, the souls of all who die remain in the in-between. And without souls to fill it, the beyond gradually empties, trapping all of the remaining souls in existence in the in-between. When the beyond is empty and the last creature on Aora dies, that is the end of everything. It is Rimergon's future, the one he wants for us.
How does that affect the gods?
Soul essence sustains us. We feed off it, off the little fragments you mortal kith shed like snakeskin as you pass into your next life.
Yeah, just that much? Just that part?
Without sustenance, we starve as any mortal might. We die, and leave a great silence behind, an eternal emptiness from which nothing is born. You see, then, that we cannot help but argue. The fate of life hangs in the balance, and we are as ever beholden to our natures.
Tell us, Watcher, where do you stand?
With the gods' guidance, we might survive what Aothis plans. And I'm saying that from, like, the scenario, like, you know, Aothis succeeds, destroys the wheel, right? Then the gods need to come forth, like, really come forth, and guide the world to be a better place. None of this petty squabbling, this infighting that they're constantly doing. Put your shit aside, take care of business.
Wal laughs with the voice of thousands.
What form might our guidance take? And whose guidance would it be? Surely it will be amusing, whatever the result.
Aothis loves the mortals more than any of us. He has always been their greatest champion. He believes Kith will rise to his challenge. I am not so sure, but I look forward to watching them try.
What if Aothis is right, and Kith succeed in rebuilding the wheel? What then?
We'll learn and grow as Aothis intends.
Wal's many eyes bounce and blink in quiet delight.
That would be
Well,
quite
it has to be.
amusing indeed.
It doesn't have to be more than that.
And what if they fail? Then they die. And so do we. We have to help them.
That's the
Helia's voice
idea.
rises, near to panic. Wodika drives her fist into her hand.
Fuck you,
Help
Wodika.
them. We should finally bring them to heel.
The pallid knight raises a hand and stares at Wodika until she falls silent.
Okay, can we just all agree to put Wodika down? She doesn't serve any good purpose. She's just a bitch.
Watcher, Aothis yet values your counsel.
The pallid knight's eyes bore into yours.
An impassioned plea from the Hound of Aothis may still temper his actions. Confront him at Ukaizo.
Yeah? I'll try.
The future of Kith and the gods rests on your shoulders, Watcher, so I hope that you do.
The pallid knight's stern countenance softens.
Time moves swiftly away from us now.
The pallid knight spreads her hands before her.
Go, Watcher.
Time moves swiftly. Time for me to spend several hours playing the DLC.
Do what you must.
The edges of your vision begin to dim. Like a sun setting, twilight encroaches on your mind.
Say nothing.
The pallid knight conjures a blinding white light in her palm that swiftly grows to engulf the room. Then, the crack of thunder rends the air, and you feel the floor drop out beneath you. You come to flat on your back, staring at an all too familiar ceiling. Alone, once again.
I mean, not super alone. Come on now. It's fine. I've got friends. I've got Odie friends. Odie bodie wodie dodie friends. Don't kick me. Don't kick me. I know you want to kick me. I know you want to kick that.
A moment of your time, Watcher, if you will.
The steward of Cadnua's voice rises soft and evenly from her cracked bus. Yes, steward?
Some of the hands discovered an unusual crate in the ship's hold.
What kind of crate?
It is roughly a yard to a side and labeled beans. The hands who noticed it were tasked by the cook to bring up ingredients for the evening's stew.
No beans in the crate, then? A wave of affirmation rolls from the steward, the spiritual equivalent of a nod. How did a crate get onto my ship unnoticed?
Unfortunately, the ship lacks the defensive fortifications of Cadnua. A crate could have been slipped aboard at any of our ports of call, assuming it wasn't placed among our goods as we took on supplies.
Thank you, steward. Go see what it is.
The hand left the crate in the hold if you wish to examine it.
The bust falls into silence. The proving. Ah, the proving. No, we are not doing that yet. The final maneuver. Vote of no confidence. Honor among thieves. Honored guest. That is what we are. Coming storm. Honored guest. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here. Trying to get to the deck of many. The deck of Odies. The deck of Odies. The Odie boys. Boop. Cheer boop. Cheer boop. Stop that. Stop that pop pop. Okay. Let's do a pre-deck save. A ship appears on the horizon, riding low in the water. Use the spyglass. The vessel boasts the sharp angles and flat front of a junk, but it does not fly the colors of Rawatai or any other naval powers. Its banners identify it as a merchant ship. The craft's hull appears heavily reinforced, and its where's my bottle cap? And its gun ports bristle with cannons. but it cuts a non-hostile path through the seas. It does? Hail the ship and prepare to board. Hail board. Hey, it's me,
my fellow captain.
The moon godlike's short stature and sharp features mark him as being of elven blood, and his accent bears more than a trace of Adiran. He bows slightly at the hip.
Captain Thanik at your service. Allow me to be the first to welcome you aboard my humble vessel, the deck of many things.
Thank you.
Below you will find merchants from every corner of Aora, each vending an assortment of wares both rare and unusual.
He gestures towards the hatch into the inner hold. Grinning, he raises a single finger.
Lest you think us easy marks, know that we have bested pirates and monsters of every sea. Cross us, and we'll be adding your shiniest bits and pieces to our inventory, and your bodies to Andra.
We would be the score of the century for you, my man.
But let it not come to that. Please come below, my new friends, and explore what the deck offers.
Yoy! Mercenaries, mercenaries. Okay. Let's go, shall we? Oh, dear for us. I give you kiss at us. Yeah, we got Zadako.
Hello and welcome, amico.
The plump dwarf bows low, hands outstretched to either side.
Might I interest you in a new cloak? Perhaps gloves of the finest cut. A belt interwoven with incantations.
You don't seem much of a sailor. How'd you wind up here?
Oh, it shows then. I'm afraid I'm still rather new to this. The slightest squall leaves me green for days. My ancestors, they would laugh me out the door.
He rubs the back of his head.
Back in Velia, I apprenticed to the famed weaver, Selana Mezquinetra. She sent me to accompany a rather important shipment to the Republics. It was to be a grand adventure.
A grand adventure.
Instead, the ship foundered, and only the grace of Andra and the sudden appearance of the deck spared me a sodden grave. That was 2 years ago, I think.
You're still green around the gills from every storm at 2 years? My man, leave. This is not the life for you.
You apprenticed to Solana? Most impressive. I've only ever seen sketches of her work.
I'll pass along the compliment, Della.
I like that.
Provided I ever see her again.
You know anything else about the deck?
You mean like where it came from? Afraid not, friend. I rather suspect Andra herself of birthing it from the depths to fish out the few things she'd rather not see lost to the sea.
Let me see what you have.
I will fetch my chalk.
Gloves of the Dungeon Warden. 3 accuracy and lockdown. Foe becomes untargetable and stunned for 15 seconds. Interesting. Sash of Judgment. Deal 10% damage against enemies above 50% HP. Enemies deal 10% damage against the wearer while above 50%. Cool. Cap of the Laughingstock grants Village Fool immune to resolve afflictions, but you have -10 deflection, and it's -1 stealth. Generic stuff. Okay, that's interesting. Nothing there that's just like, oh my god.
Finding everything to your liking, Captain.
Danik smiles, wan light shining from his horns. Quite the unusual ship you have here. He pats his desk lovingly.
Isn't it, though? And older than any of us aboard to boot. So Tara keeps the old tub looking like new, more or less. You might have noticed the Engwithan imagery in the beams, or the copper wiring. I suspect the deck, the hull at least, dates back to that ancient fabled empire.
That seems pretty unlikely.
Not that I'd make any grand claims about its import. Probably just an old merchant craft lucky enough to survive whatever brought Ingwith low.
How did you become the captain of the deck?
Not just the decks, but the hull and the masts too.
Okay, you cheeky little shit. His laughter rings like a bell. Laugh politely.
I came to Adir a century gone by now and boarded the deck as a wee lad. A stowaway even. Might have thrown me overboard, the old captain, were it not for the shine.
He taps the luminous horns projecting from his scalp.
Few sailors go seeking Androzire. Was the first time my being godlike had caused me aught but suffering.
Not easy being God's touched.
I don't doubt you've had your own share of troubles by them.
Do you have something to sell me too, or do you live off the profits of the crew?
Aye. I sell the finest enchanted objects in the Deadfire. Will cost you a shilling or 60, but quality comes at a price.
Let me see what you have.
Nothing but the best aboard the deck.
The Deck of Endless Possibilities. Once per encounter. Draw a card. The true origins of this deck remain contested by many, but one account suggests the initial creator to be none other than the eccentric Adiran Archmage, Tane. While the majority of his work is secreted away, likely due to being catastrophic failures, this deck remains a testament to his ingenuity. Some colleagues speculate that Tane intentionally imbued some of his own essence into the deck, which accounts both for its chaotic nature and powerful effects. But what does it do? I don't know, but we're gonna have to buy it and find out. The Beloved Night Doll. Figurine. Valiant Adiran Knight. I feel like we have to buy that, of course. We've got the Ring of Prosperity's Fortune. Grants the power of money. 3%, what? What? 3% of hits converted to crits. 6% of hits converted to crits. 9% of hits converted to crits. Okay, so up to 15% of hits converted to crits. That's amazing. We buy. We absolutely buy that. That's ridiculously strong. That's so strong. That's crazy. Necklace of Unlocked Possibilities transforms into a random magic weapon at the start of each combat. Sure, why the fuck not? Slippers of the Assassin. Enemies attacked by the wearer require one additional ally to flank. Grants Shadow Form. Once per encounter, you can go invisible. That is actually not that cool. I don't think so, anyways. Cape of the Falling Star grants Lone Traveler. I'm not into the whole Lone Traveler thing. Hostile only. Burn, crush AoE on unconscious. So you explode in death. Not interested. Impoverished. Blech. Ah, it's the opposite of the other one. You gain more resolve the lower money you have. Interesting. Interesting. It's cool, but not something we care about. Apply Confuse to enemies that hit the wearer with an intellect affliction. 25% trap effectiveness. That could be cool. Not super interested, though. Saving Fates. Time is rewound. You fully heal whenever you would die. Gotcha. Interesting. Don't really care that much. Berath's Throwing Bones. Figurines, uses one shade. One shade? And I'll take it because I take like all of those, but that's not that great. Cool. And yes, I could just kill them and take all of their items and steal all this stuff, but I don't know, it's kind of fun. A broad-shouldered Amawa stands before crates and racks of armor and weapons. The cool tones of her skin and the geometric patterns in her oil-stained smock mark her as a native of Rawatai. She smiles at your approach, displaying her sharp teeth, and bows her head.
Greetings. I assume Thenic explained our little floating trading floor, so I'll cut through the fat. I'm Sautara, purveyor of fine armors and weapons, whether for kith or ship. What are you in the market for?
This is an unusual vessel.
He is, isn't he?
Hey.
Looks like a junk now, but that's mostly my doing. Underneath the decades of patches and filth, there's some truly strange shit. Copper, Audra, Adiran runes, Valian pipes.
She shakes her head.
Best guess is that he came out of old Engwith, modified over the millennia by whoever crewed him. I wanted to rename him the Junky Junk of Junk, but Thenic wouldn't have it.
That's too close to my name. I don't like it. The ship's a him?
Trust me on that. I know him inside and out.
How'd you end up on the deck?
A question I ask myself often. The simple version is that the deck dropped anchor in Rawatai looking for a blacksmith. I was a blacksmith looking to get out of Rawatai. Didn't know a Bolin from a Baleen at the time, but you learn fast at sea or you sink.
What's the less simple version?
Considerably more complicated and entirely none of your business.
Good to know. Let me see what you have.
Peruse at your pleasure.
Belt of Mogren's Chosen. Grants linked in flame. 30% damage dealt as burn with weapons. That's not bad. Small chance to summon a hostile fire blight on hit. Okay, that's bad. I don't want that. Hylia's Talons. 25% chance on scoring a melee weapon hit to cause the enemy or wielder raw bleed damage over time. 5% damage dealt as slash with melee weapons. Okay, that's okay. That's simple. Sandals of the Water Lily, immune to dexterity afflictions, -10 to all deflect. Hard pass. Hard pass. And nothing unique here.
At once.
Hello. A log of faith stands in the corner, its head turned to the side so that it might track you with one bulbous eye. A large bucket of briny water rests tucked into the corner behind it, a sponge just breaking its dark surface. The wilder gestures at the nearby shelves in what may be an invitation to peruse its wear. Unusual ship, isn't it? The creature gurgles, head shifting slightly before sliding a webbed hand down the side of its head. Strange to see a Logofeth here. The Logofeth gurgles again. Would you rather be in the sea than on it? It gurgles. You don't say much, do you? It gurgles. Maya smirks and folds her arms. Shodi nibbles on her lips to hide a spreading smile. Peruse its wares. What we got? Vial of Starlight. Interesting. Iron Skin. Potion of the Final Stand. Potion of Resilient Body. Ring of Mule's Wit. -8 intelligence. But resistance to perception, intellect, and resolve afflictions. Oof. Oofa doofa. That's something else. I don't think we're gonna go for it, but that's something else. Collar of Aethys Lights grants Sun's Blessing. It's blind. Dawn's Reflection. It's spell resistance. That's pretty good. Spell resistance is pretty damn good. Midnight Wish is the spell. And -5% recovery time for 6 seconds on critical hit. That could be good. -5%. If that was like -20% recovery time, 6 seconds is not very long, and minus 5% recovery time is not very, like, that would be an incredibly minor amount of increased action speed. And you have to crit to get it. I was thinking of maybe we grab it and we turn Yidwin into, like, this big old crit machine, but I think that's really gonna do that much. We'll probably grab it anyway, just in case. Grab the mule wet ring. Grab these. I don't think I need them, but just in case. And I'm actually gonna do a quick sell here because we got a bunch of junk. Weather Mage. It's the only one I have of that, so we'll leave it. Alright. Okay. Tried different bags to put all the legendaries in, honestly, or all the special items I care about. That's actually a great example of what Matashtai's helm looks like. Yeah, this thing, it basically looks like this, but this top dome is glass. Actually crystal, but looks like glass. Okay, so quick 64K. Off all this stuff real quick. 65K. Done. Easy peasy. Alright, well that was neat. I just got a couple of interesting things. I think that crit item is probably the single biggest DPS boost that I've seen on something in a while. That thing's kind of crazy. Honestly. Like the Ring of Prosperity's Fortune. Pretty big. Put that in on Yidwin. Okay. Let's get the fuck out of here. That was sweet. Which actually brings us to a pretty decent time to stop. We're right at about 58 minutes on this video. I think what we will likely do is we're going to head down here to Harbinger's Watch. And once we arrive, it'll be time to end this video, and it will be time to start the Beast of Winter. So that'll be cool. Pretty excited about this, actually. I mean, I hadn't done a lot of the last, couple hours of content before, but they were still like base game content. This stuff is stuff that I have very little idea about. Wonder what this cleric is gonna be like. We shall see. Right. Okay, that's going to be the end of this particular episode. Thanks for watching. I will see you all next time. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around. If you're watching on YouTube, see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.